So alhamdulillah guys, hopefully everybody's good. And for today's video, we're going to be reacting to Ambassador of Palestine in the UK. He's going to be talking about the whole situation of Hamas firing the rockets. And let's see what it is.
Was Hamas right to respond with rocket fire?
This isn't about Hamas. This is about Israel. Israel provokes. Israel commits every crime you can imagine. Israel injures more than 300 worshippers, peaceful worshippers, this morning in Al-Aqsa Mosque. Israel evicts people of their homes, continues with its sheer violations of the very basic rights of people, and then they try to blame the reactor.
Just notice how key that was. What happened in Al-Aqsa Mosque, how they fired the tear gas, injuring all those worshippers at the end of Ramadan. There are certain instances where you see the Palestinian people that are not even provoking. They're not even provoking them. Rather, the guards come and they initiate the violence. So with this, you understand that there's two sides of the coin. And you know, the brother is, mashallah, he's explaining it very well.
And we must really visit the root causes of all this. And the root cause of all this is Israel's insistence on the very denial of people's basic rights. Tonight, as we speak, people are demonstrating in Palestine all over, including cities inside the green light in 48 Palestine, in Jaffa, in Haifa, in Nazareth. Why do you think people are demonstrating? They're fed up.
Do you condemn the rocket attacks by Hamas?
Look how she's talking about, do you condemn? She's still stuck on a condemn. So I'm going to ask you this, lady. Do you condemn the Crusaders? Do you condemn the KKK? Do you condemn Dylan Roof? Do you condemn the New Zealand cheater? No, you don't condemn this because why? I got this. But shut the hell up, you stupid. Double standards. That's what it is. Idiot.
I condemn I condemn Israeli aggression. I mourn for the 20 people who were murdered in Gaza only tonight. 9 of them are children. I am so sad to see the hundreds of my people being...
I'm not asking about Israeli aggression. I will do that in a moment. I'm asking you about Hamas's aggression tonight.
I am not...
Oh, Emily's like, oh, I'll do that in a moment. I'm gonna do it in a moment. What do you mean you'll do it in a moment? You won't do it because you're cutting them off when you really want to listen. When the other person, Emily, when he's talking, you listen. But you don't want to listen. You're running your mouth and clearly blabbering. And it hurts my ears to even listen to you.
I am not aware of any Israeli who has been killed. And you ask me a question about violence and condemnation. Who should be condemned, Emily? Who should be condemned? Did you see the image?
Okay, before we talk about who should be condemned, I feel like Emily should be condemned because clearly she's lost the plot. Why did you condemn what Dylan Roof did, huh, Emily? Because you guys are probably from the same exact ethnic background. But no, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand from that perspective, what she's trying to do, she's harbored on that situation because, you know, Israel is giving her the dollars. She's getting her money and she's just happy. I'm getting money. People die. I don't care. I get my money.
Did you see the images of the 9 children being dissipated in Gaza tonight? Who should be condemned? And then the UK Foreign Secretary is quick to condemn Hamas and never to condemn the Israeli atrocities on a daily basis. We are sick and tired of the double standards, and we have to call it right. Always the story begins when Palestinian reaction happens. As if it started with Hamas. Look at your question. Your question is about Hamas, rocket.
Because she just lost the plot and she's blabbering things, and she probably was high last night, and that's why she's just blabbering things. And she's on the news and trying to look, you know, formal right now. You're not formal. And then she's like, oh, because I'm talking to you. Man, shut up, bro. In your own lingo, I'm gonna tell you.
No, Emily. I have done many interviews. It starts with the Palestinian reaction, with the symptom of the illness. It never visits the illness. The illness is that this state, Israel, the occupying state, has been applying draconian measures against our people in every sense, depriving them the right to move, the right to own their property, the right to work, the right to vote in a free elections, including in East Jerusalem. Every right you can imagine, and not only by the way, inside the occupied territories. But
shut up and listen. Didn't your mom teach you manners? Shut up and listen.
Even inside Israel itself, there is a Knesset law that has deprived our people inside Israel their basic rights of having self-determination. This whole system has been built. Endemic in it is the racism. Endemic in it is the vulgar ultra-nationalism. That's why you get people trying to defend their dignity. This is about Palestinians. This is about Israel insisting that we are second-class. not even citizens. We have no rights. We are ought to be brutalized with silence. And when we act with dignity, when we resist this, the whole thing becomes about our resistance and our struggle. Israel is deliberately trying to flare the situation, especially politicians, right-wing extreme politicians, to dodge criminal charges that is Netanyahu facing, and to feed the populism in Israel right now and the right-wing extremists.
Emily, first of all, before we even get into all the political stuff, don't you have any manners? Didn't your mom teach you any manners? Didn't you learn any manners? But I'm saying you're on news, you're trying to abide by what you're trying to preach, but you don't abide by nothing what you preach. And you think you stand for. You know, and I know, right? You know what I'm saying? The hypocrisy you carry, you know, and God knows. You know what I'm saying? So don't act big. You ain't big, bro. You small as a fry. So you act all big on earth thinking that your voice matters. I'm here, I'm making a difference. You're not making no difference. Many people before you did better things and bigger things than you, and they're 6 feet deep. So who the hell you think you are showing all that pride and cutting the brother off? When I'm saying he's spitting facts. And you don't want those facts coming on air TV because you know it's going to look bad on your show. So they're asking us a question, but they're not wanting to hear the answers. Because these Emily's, Karens, Kevins, bro, you know what I'm saying? They're going to drive you nuts. They're going to drive you crazy. They're going to condemn. They're going to be like, why don't we send no Muslim condemn this? Condemn Dylan Roof, New Zealand shooter. What I'm saying? Why don't you condemn your forefathers, the Crusaders who spilled blood? You know, my dad told me a good story when I was a young kid. He's like, Beta, if a guy is stupid, sometimes call him by stupid. Because it may make him reflect that to get out of his stupidness. So I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to call you stupid, retarded, idiotic, a fool. You make people's ears bleed. Like, come on, don't you have any remorse for human life? What are you, LeBron and the paint when he's dunking? Who the hell you think you are? Just come back to earth. Come back to earth and let the brother listen and understand the brother where he's coming from. Because you asked him a question. Don't you have no common sense? Why are you asking a question when you know the answer or you want to interject? Girls like you, guys, they may think, oh, they look nice and everything. They don't look nice because when they open their mouth, they're filthy, they're vulgar, they're vile. So I don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers don't want none of that. You know, so you can stay single and be lonely and drink alcohol and chocolates. That's good for you. And come on news and try to be like, yo, I'm here. Guys, sorry, man. I have to say some of that because these people are so stupid. Sometimes with stupid people, you can't speak the language of smart people. You have to be stupid with stupid people because they're stupid. If that made sense. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Take care. I know I was enraged, but she's stupid. Clearly. Thank you guys so much. And assalamu alaikum, guys.